What's up, YouTube? Sorry for the bad hair day. I kind of woke up not too long ago. Um, but anyways, it's not really an anime video in particular. I mean, it does kind of reference to some animes, but it's really a TV show, movie concept in general for any types of TV shows or movies. But one thing I notice, people are always asking, like, on, it's mainly on the anime groups, but it's a lot of other TV shows as well. People are asking, like with the Dragon Ball Z, people are asking Goku or Vegeta, or in Naruto, it's like, who's better, Sasuke or Naruto, or Avatar. They're talking about Katara or Toph, and just TV shows in general. They're saying, like, pretty much which one would you rather go? Like, if one could stay and the other could go, which one would it be? Me personally, I don't have a favorite. You can get rid of side characters, but when it comes to main antagonists and main characters, even though somebody's not the legit main character, if they're a character that has a big part to do with the story, you cannot get rid of it. Like in Naruto, you get rid of Sasuke or Sakura or even Hinata, or you can get rid of characters like that little boy at the Naruto bridge when they were making it. And the show be just the same because he's a side character. But when it comes to main antagonists like Orochimaru, what's another one? Some of the like main villains or main people that show up like every couple of episodes, you can't get rid of them. Or if it's a main character like Sasuke, Sakura, Naruto, you cannot get rid of them. Hinata, you can't get rid of her. She's a main character. People are asking which one would you rather go. You shouldn't want any of them to go. In movies, each character has, that's pretty much the main antagonists or the main characters, has a purpose. If you get rid of those characters, the show will not be the same. There, other than the main character, the person up at the top that's the lead of the show, what was I going with that? Oh yeah, other than the main character that's at the top of the show, that's constantly coming in, and other than him, the main characters and the main antagonist are the characters that bring most of the ratings. They're the characters that bring all of the ratings, pretty much. You get rid of a single one of them, and that show pretty much plummets to the ground. Nobody's ever going to watch it again. And that's just how it is. So I see people a lot of times, they're saying stuff like, who would you rather go in this particular show or in this particular movie? And I'm like, why would you want any of them to go? I mean, really. If they go, you don't have a show. If either one of them goes, you do not have a show. That's just how I feel. And Well, that's not even just how I feel. That's like the basic logic to making a movie. You got to know who has a certain spot in the movie. You have to know what their particular role is, and how popular they are with the fans, or even how popular their ratings is. If they have a great popularity, in general, not even just with the fans, but with the ratings itself, then, because ratings don't just rely on the people who watch the show and are fans of the show, it also relies a lot on the creators of the show, and then other shows themselves, and then the what's it called? Basically, okay, there's this one movie, I can't really remember what it's called, but these dudes decide to make a movie, and in order to make a movie, they have to keep the ratings high, and there's this group of people that sit around at a table that look at the ratings of each show, and then they look at the ratings of each part of the show, each individual character, each individual scene, and they look at the ratings. Then, after the viewers decide the ratings, they take and make some pretty much on what they think about the show. There's like this whole process to decide the final rating. The viewers could be less or more of the ratings. Like, you can have like 15 viewers but still have extremely high ratings, or you can have a couple thousand viewers and still be a rating of the top bottom. And I don't know exactly how it works. I mean, I got a general idea of how it works, but there's these people that actually decide the final rating, based off of the show itself, the storyline, the viewers, the creators, the amount of time that was put into it. If you take too long to make it, your ratings are going to go down a lot. Or if you don't take enough time to make it, the ratings are still going to go down. They have to look at a certain time period, as well. I mean, the only reason why I know this stuff is because I do my research. I don't know exactly how it works, because obviously I didn't take classes for it. But I do have a general idea based off of the research I'd done about it. And what I noticed from it and stuff. I do have a little bit research on gaming, like video game design. And that kind of, I mean, not research, a little bit of experience, because I actually helped a buddy of mine develop a video game. I don't know if he ever got it processed yet. If it ever went viral or not. As far as I know, it didn't. But we actually worked together to make a video game. And he taught me some of the steps. He actually went to college for it. He taught me a lot of the stuff about it. And I know movies and video games have a similar process whenever deciding the ratings and stuff like that. And a similar process in making in general, especially if you're into Pixar movies. Like Pixar, they have these sort of suits. Well, there's two ways to make Pixar movies and Pixar games. One, they have these suits with these little chips in them all over your body. And those chips are surrounded by these little white balls kind of things. Or they can even just be stuck on the shirt in like little strips. There's different ways they make the suits. But basically, those chips basically analyze each part of your body, the movements you make, whichever way those chips move, they form the shape of your body itself. and that ends up processing it into the computer, which eventually comes to the final product. Or there's another way of making pixel movies where you basically place each of the pixels on the screen and then you move them by hand, which, in my personal opinion, in a way, that type of pixel movies and games are better. Even though it does take more time and it's a little bit harder to work with, they are better. If you know what you're doing. Which obviously anybody doing that should know what they're doing. If they're not, they shouldn't be doing that type of work. Because you pretty much have to go to school to do that. And if you don't know what you're doing, obviously you didn't do that good in school. But the only reason why I know about this stuff is, like I said, I did have some people teach me and I helped them out a lot. I'm actually wanting to go to college for this stuff. But basically, I do know a little bit about gaming and video game design, and designing video games kind of works similar to making movies. Especially if you're doing a pixel movie and a pixel game. Now, if you're doing a pre-hand drawing game and then analyzing that stuff into the system, and a lot of the art comes from you yourself, then I mean, they still have similarities to cartoons in a way. But yeah, I mean, I did do a little bit of research on the process of making video games and the ratings. Because like I said, that is the type of stuff I want to get into if I ever am able to save up enough money to go to college. But anyways, I don't see why people decide, hey, who would you rather want to leave the show and who stays? This person or this person. Because if you get rid of any of those people, then the show or the movie ain't what it was meant to be. It's not that great. One missing link could cause the whole thing to go to a disaster. I mean, the ratings do kind of depend on the fans, but at the same time, the fans ain't the only thing that brings the total ratings. It has a lot to do with the storyline, the time limit, the characters, and the process of making it in general. So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. So, later. Peace out.